What would you say if I told you a revolution is coming that will radically change the situation of you and everyone you know? Is your first thought, that's amazing? Or is your first reaction more like, well, that's what I've been afraid of? Probably the answer depends on where you're starting from. It's fair to say young Mary is having a moment. A few weeks ago, she was a teenage nobody from nowhere. And then God chose her as a partner. And now, for all of history, her name will be associated with God's blessing. It would boggle anyone's mind. As she's marveling over this, Mary has an epiphany. This isn't just a one off, it's a pattern, maybe even the pattern. God has a way of inverting the world's order. God has a habit of making low things high and bringing high things low. The proud go down, the humble go up. The princes go down, the servants go up. The rich get emptied, the poor get filled. This is God's signature, God's MO. Mary sees it everywhere she looks. Now, if you're starting from the bottom like Mary is, that thought can only be good news. But for some of us, feelings might be complicated. To be honest, it depends on the day how Mary's song strikes me. Some days I scroll through the headlines of the news and think, yes, God, bring on the revolution. Evict everybody working on Capitol Hill. Some days I suspect that changing rulers will just recreate the problems. Other days I worry I might be one of the people Mary imagines going down. I really want things to get better for the poor and oppressed. But I also feel kind of queasy around people who take too much pleasure in others' catastrophes, even if they kind of deserve it. I'm not convinced that gloating over graves ever helps get us to a better world. But I don't think that what Mary has in mind is some kind of revenge fantasy where Jeff Bezos is forced to eat old chicken bones out of alley trash. A lot of people come to Jesus looking for that kind of comeuppance, and Jesus disappoints them. The problem with simply inverting the old power structure is it doesn't change the system. It just changes which tyrants wear the suits. This kind of revolution rarely turns out to be revolutionary at all. What Mary sees God doing is something else. God is starting a revolution that will empty thrones, but not so new people can occupy and be corrupted by them. God is bringing an end to the game of thrones itself. God's mercy will fill the stomachs of the hungry, and God's mercy will also empty those who are drowning in excess, not to starve them, but to free them. God's mercy will give honor and purpose to those who've been treated like nothing. God's mercy will also puncture heads that have gotten overinflated, because no one can be full of God while they're too busy being full of themselves. You could think of this Song of Mary as a 10-second preview of the ministry of Jesus and the revolution he comes to begin. This revolution coming in Jesus isn't about revenge. It isn't even just about changing who holds power. It's a change in how power operates. It's a process of setting things right, of giving everybody what they need to live well together. God's justice isn't a grievance-based program for evening out pain. It's a top-to-bottom disruption of an entire power system that leaves all of us poorer and lonelier, more captive and more lost. A revolution is approaching that will radically change the situation of you and everyone you know. Jesus backs Mary up on this. The world won't always look like what it looks like now. So what should you do if you know the disruption is coming? Well, probably get low. Don't waste your time climbing up ladders that are about to fall over. Don't stockpile in accounts that are about to be emptied. Live humbly and generously with your hands wide open. And if you do, when the revolution comes, it can be nothing but good news. Let's read Mary's Song of Revolution in Luke 1, verses 46 to 56. Mary responded, "Oh, how my soul praises the Lord, how my spirit rejoices in God my Savior. For he took notice of his lowly servant girl, and from now on all generations will call me blessed. For the Mighty One is holy, and he has done great things for me. He shows mercy from generation to generation to all who fear him. His mighty arm has done tremendous things. He has scattered the proud and haughty ones. He has brought down princes from their thrones and exalted the humble. He has filled the hungry with good things and sent the rich away empty. He has helped his servant Israel and remembered to be merciful, for he made this promise to our ancestors, to Abraham and his children forever." Mary stayed with Elizabeth for about 3 months and then went back to her own home. If this is your first time with us, my name is Megan Larissa Good. I've been studying the Bible for decades now and working as a pastor, professor, and author. But most of all, I love Jesus and want to see more of him in my life and in the world. If you want to join me in conversation, look for the Luke 1 post at patreon.com/JesusCollectiveCommunity. Thanks for spending a few minutes in Luke with me, and I'll see you next time.